Now let's get to the fun part, right? I know a lot of you got some value from that. A lot of people are into health and stuff like that. But the biggest thing for people is the financial side. If you're on this call because you want something to change in your life financially, drop a 1 in the chat, okay? We're helping people get, this is realistic numbers, an extra $10,000 to $20,000 a month. And we've done that ourselves while working. So we're helping people do that without interfering with what they do in their life or at work. You heard Rudy's story at the beginning, right? Putting a few hours into this, making thousands to tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, this is also the only zero down opportunity. Now, yes, there's an investment, but you don't have to use any of your own money. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, also there's no sign up fees, no monthly quotas, no product inventory that you have to deal with, no subscriptions, no qualifications, no deranking, no losing your income. Okay, these are all things that people hate about entrepreneurship. So it's called the 8-point compensation plan. It's exclusive to Enagic, cannot be duplicated by any other company. Here's how it works. When any of our products or technologies are sold, okay, for $0 down, by the way, 54% of the revenue gets paid to us. Remember I talked about how they don't spend any money on commercials or advertising? All that money goes into our pocket, and that's actually more money than the company takes. That works out to $2,800. We actually just got a pay raise with this compensation model. Okay, so it's awesome. So that's where the 8 points come from. Think of that as a giant pie. For those of you that have a sweet tooth like myself, you chop that pie into 8 slices. Each slice would be worth, right? Each point or slice is $350. Now we do smaller calls like this. We do one-on-ones. We do big ones. We also have automated webinars where people can watch this information 24/7, but it's the same question we asked the audience. What if every time someone saw this through you directly or indirectly and wanted to get a product or wanted to be a part of this incredible opportunity, you got paid anywhere from $350 to $2,800. Think about that. That's life-changing because the average person, think about it, do the math, does not make $340 after slaving away for 8 hours at their annoying job. Okay, now we've hacked this compensation model so people are able to make up to $8 grand. I did that the other day from my phone in bed. Okay, $8,000 literally per transaction. And Enagic doesn't even want you to know that. Enagic is phenomenal, but they don't even want you to know that. We actually, as a team, show you how to hack the compensation model. I'll touch on that shortly. Now, there's 4 ways of making money. This shifted my perspective on everything because I was making 100 grand at my job. I thought I was doing amazing. I was literally spending all my time at work, okay, because that's what I thought you had to do, extra time, over hours, or overtime and all that, or 2 or more jobs, right? But the problem with a job is that you're always going to be limited. You've heard the term living paycheck to paycheck. There's only a certain amount of hours in the day that you can work, right? So you're always going to be limited, and then you are taxed the most with that way of making money. Next is self-employed. Okay, my mom, she was a pharmacist, had her own pharmacy, right? A little bit better than a job. You're kind of your own boss, I guess. But she spent most of her time at work, barely took vacations, really worked all her entire life. Okay? She was trading her time for money as well. There's a cap on the amount that you can make. Now, you look at the right side of this quadrant. This is what we teach people how to do. We show you how to add a business system. And you don't even have to leave what you do. I was still at my job making $100K a year, and I added an extra $20K a month. Okay, so we show you how to do that with our business system. And because 80% of people hate their jobs, guess what happens when you start making that extra money? You're probably going to want to walk away from your job like I did. The final way is investor where your money just works for you, and we show you how to add that component in what we do as well. Okay? So here is the compensation model laid out. There's 6 promotions, okay? 1A to 6A. A just means agent, okay? So when you start off, you can start off as a 1A agent, 1-point agent, if you will. And you see the circle on the top right there of each promotion. So you see as a 1-point agent, you're making 1 piece of the pie. 2-point agent, second promotion, you're making 2 pieces, and so on and so forth, right? And then you see the amounts that you make per position. 350 to 1130 as a 1-point agent, and then 2A it continues to go up and up, right? Now below that you see 1 to 2, 3 to 10, 11 to 20. Those are the amount of sales or transactions in your business. Okay, we have 3 ways of generating leads and sales. We've generated now actually over 2,500 sales with these strategies. We'll give them to you for free. Okay, you can leverage them. A lot of them you can do from your cell phone or from home. So let's say you get started with us for zero down. You use one of those strategies. You get your first sale. Congratulations, you just got paid anywhere from $350 to $1,130. You do it again. Okay, same amount of money you make. You do it for the 3rd time. Guess what just happened? You just got a promotion. So now you're a 2-point agent making double the money. Now I want you guys to think about this. When was the last time you got a raise at your job? Think about it. How much was that raise? Crazy, right? Or venture that you're doing, right? You get sales. How much are you actually getting paid? Okay, here we show you how to get to your goals faster with our high ticket model. And so now you're making a 100% increase in your earning power, $700 to $2,200 a sale. So we're going to call that 3rd person Mike. Okay, there's something known as direct sales, but you also get paid indirectly as well. So let's say life happens and you're busy. You're not actively using our strategies to get any sales for one reason or the other. But Mike's a go-getter. Okay, Mike gets 3 sales while you're away. Here's what happens for you. Look, take a second to just look at that number because it's passive. You didn't do a single thing to make that money. $2,800 all the way to $9,000, depending obviously on what people got. Okay. Now let me give you another quick hypothetical. Let's say Mike and his 3 people that he's working with, they're working with our team while you're away, each get 5 sales. Simple math. 4 times 5 is 20, right? 20 times the minimum amount as a 2-point agent, $700, is $14,000 in your pocket passively. Let's say that happened over 2 months. You just made $7,000 a month passively. I want you to ask yourself, how much money do you make after spending 40 hours a week working all month? How much is your take home? This is why people need this. Another cool thing about this model, which is very unique, is you can also bypass promotions. What does that mean? What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you come back, when maybe you're like things free up for you, okay? Now you're no longer a 2-point agent. Now you're a 4-point agent because there's 20 plus sales that went into your business indirectly, passively. Okay, so now you're making $1,400 to $4,500. Now that is where I walked away from my job because I started making $10,000 days. How? Let's call that 4th person that you got, Sarah. Sarah is a go-getter. Sarah got 4 sales. You just got paid anywhere from $5,600 to almost $18,000. I know it sounds crazy, but these numbers are all real numbers. Another cool thing about this model is there's 8 points. Think of that as 8 levels. So level 1 would be all the direct sales you're getting, all the green circles. Level 2 is the indirect, the white circles. 6 levels beneath that, you're still getting paid a point or more passively. Okay? This is why regular people like you and I, with no background, with not a lot of time on our hands, are making money here. We've been able to generate over $20 million. We got police officers, we got construction workers, we got stay-at-home moms, we got people that have no business winning as entrepreneurs. They're kicking ass. Okay? Now, your business continues to grow because guess what? This is water. This is health. Everyone needs it. After this call, people are going to drink water. We just give people the best quality water. We educate our marketplace. And so before you know it, you find yourself in the 6A as a 6A agent or 6-point agent. And look how simple it is to make 10 grand. 4 sales go in, you've made anywhere from $8,400 to $20,000. You see why people are quitting their jobs in a heartbeat here, right? Now, another cool thing about this is you can get your family members paid as well. So when I actually was a 4A, I got my mom, I got my 2 brothers, I got my sisters all plugged in. I used the lead gen strategies, got sales, put the sales underneath them. We all got paid simultaneously. So it's almost like you go to work and clock in for your 8-hour shift or more, and your spouse gets paid. Your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, your kids. This is what we have here that makes this model so unique. So congratulations, you're now a 6A agent. Okay, you unlock so much more passive income. It's not even funny. The average 6A makes over $150,000 a year. Look at that one-time bonus you also get. I was just at the Enagic office out here in Vancouver, and there's so much money once you hit the 6A level passively. It's so cool, right? There's also no income limit. You can continually grow your income and hit higher promotions. 6A2, Natalie, I think she's on this call. She got to 6A2. All it means is you have 2 6As in your business. You don't even need to know them. Look at the bonuses. Everything doubles. Okay, so I want you to think about how we have so many bills, how we have inflation. You only have one income, or you have 2 jobs or overtime. Here, you actually are able to really multiply your income with this business asset. So I hit this promotion 6A2-2 just to show you the potential. Okay, look at the income out there. Look at the bonuses. It goes on and on and on and on. Here is where the passive income is generational. Okay, from 6A2-3 onwards. So you can actually will that to your family members and even your grandkids as well. So you can retire early, but you have something to pass on. So many people are waiting. I'm not going to touch on all every individual, but just so you can see what is happening within our community for regular people like yourself. Okay, some of these people don't even know how to speak English that well. They're multimillionaires with the company. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking that this is insane, like I was. I was like, how did this exist and I not hear about it?